Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Coconino Community College District Governing Board, we have Trustee Patty Garcia with us here today, our college president, Dr. Eric Kaiser, and our faculty and staff. I'm happy to extend a warm welcome to you to tonight's Adult Education Awards and High School Equivalency graduation ceremony. This event is a testament to the hard work, perseverance, and dedication of each and every one of you. I'm truly honored to stand before you and recognize the incredible journey that has brought us all together today. This afternoon, we recognize not only the completion of an educational milestone, but the beginning of a new chapter filled with endless possibilities and opportunities. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the family, friends, and educators and staff who have supported you all along the way. And I invite you right now, just take a look behind you and see how many people are behind you, literally behind you, and have been with you this whole time. So I'd like to recognize them. You know, it's really been their encouragement and belief in your potential that has been invaluable to your journey. I have to say that as an employee of the college, of all the things we do here, I'm the most proud of your successes. In fact, this is probably my favorite event out of the entire year. Your successes are truly life-changing, and I honestly believe that this is the most remarkable and impactful program that we support. Path tonight was certainly not easy. You all have your stories. I'm sure we'll hear some of those here in a few moments. Part of my story, and we've all got one, is I pretty much flunked out of college. This is the last place I ever thought that I would, could, should be, and that failure at the time felt like it was really permanent. And I suspect that a lot of you have comparable stories, things that just got in the way, life got in the way, family, work, whatever, that you still balanced through your journey here tonight. But at the time, you're nodding your head, so thanks. But yeah, I mean, that was devastating. There's a leadership author named John Maxwell who talks about failing forward. And I think that's what you all have done. And failing forward is getting back up, moving forward in a better direction. And here you are tonight. So congratulations. And to each of you personally, my sincere thanks for your hard work and persistence. And you really have achieved something truly significant. You've opened doors, created endless opportunities. You've truly transformed your life and the life of your family. And I'm here to say that the college is here to stand by you and support you as you continue that journey. You've proven your persistence and dedication, and this afternoon highlights your new beginning and path forward, and we are very proud of you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick housekeeping tip. I've heard that some of you might be worried about parking, so there is no tickets today being given out wherever you parked. It's okay. Though I will accept fees after the ceremony. If you'd like to find me outside with my PayPal app, you can square me, Zelle me. Anyways, welcome. My name is Donovan Weidman. I'm the Senior Program Manager for Coconino Community College, Adult Education. I also have the honor of representing adult education as a core partner on our Coconino County Workforce Development Board, as well as our Arizona at Work one-stop job system. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce the dedicated team that makes our adult education program possible. And if you could stand, please, and let everyone know who you are. We've got Debbie Goldenstein, ESL lead instructor. Ann Stoughton, who wasn't able to join us today, but she is another ESL instructor. Jared Parrish, I don't see, he wasn't able to join us, but he is another ESL instructor. And we've got Meg Mosley. Where's Meg? There she is. She's our High School Equivalency GED lead instructor. And Katie Runnels, High School Equivalency GED instructor. Melissa Woody came down from our Page campus. She's our instructor in Page. And we've got Daniel Nickerson. He's our Integrated Education and Training Instructional Leader. He also serves as our unofficial IT support, so he's really our jack of all trades. And then we have Linda Fullerton. She's our assessment coordinator and program specialist. Where is she? I cannot survive without her. So on behalf of CCC Adult Education, Arizona at Work, the Workforce Development Board, it's my pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to the 33rd Annual Adult Education Awards and GED graduation ceremony. We also have quite a group of distinguished guests who have joined us today to celebrate and support our students. As Mark mentioned, we've got our District Governing Board trustee, Ms. Patty Garcia. I see people walking in too. Okay. We've got our Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Sandra Tarbell. And you just heard from Dr. Mark Masia, our Dean of Career and Technical Education. All the way from the Department of Education down in Phoenix, we got Marilyn Muma Anderson and Jody St. Clair. I saw them a second, but there they are. We have a special keynote speaker for you who I will introduce and you'll hear from a little bit later. But with her, we have Melissa Kirk from the Flagstaff Unified School District Governing Board. We've got Jennifer Richards, a Flagstaff Unified School District Governing Board candidate. Marilyn Lujan Atsidi, retired educator and administrator. And I just saw her walk in, our mutual friend, Carolyn Kidd, also from the Coconino County Workforce Development Board, the FUSD Governing Board, the Community Assistance Teams, Townsite Community Land Trust. I feel like I'm missing one. Arizona Association for Lifelong Learning, former board member, or still? Okay, that's an important one for us because the Arizona Association for Lifelong Learning is a professional association for adult educators, and they provide us with a lot of support and advocacy for our learners. We're also honored to have a member from our Adult Education Advisory Board here with us, Dr. Ingrid Lee, also former Dean of Arts and Sciences, is that right? Yep. I apologize if I'm missing anyone. You can fight me in the parking lot afterwards if you're offended, but I can't see you so well anymore these days. Anyways, that's a lot of community support that's come out for you guys, so just a round of applause. And I'd like to start by thanking everyone who helped make today possible. Thank you to the staff who assisted with the planning and the logistics and the setup, and to the rest of the CCC staff for their hard work and dedication throughout the year. Most importantly, thank you to our students and their families and their friends who encouraged and supported them along the way. I'd also like to take a minute, to recognize the adult education staff that I introduced, who worked so hard to provide high-quality services and support to our students. That has required extraordinary dedication, flexibility, and commitment from every member of our team. So please, if we can take a moment to recognize the time and effort that they have taken to ensure our students succeed. I really appreciate you guys. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with adult education, the Arizona Department of Education has designated Coconino Community College Adult Education as the state and federally funded provider of adult education services in Coconino County. We provide adult basic education and literacy services, English language acquisition, or English as a second language as it's more commonly known, workforce preparation and workforce training opportunities for participants ages 16 and older. I forgot to give a shout out to Eilish Fisher, our Workforce Development Board Director. Sorry, I'm in trouble after. Together with our community partners, we play a critical role in helping individuals build skills, advance their education, and pursue meaningful careers. In doing so, we contribute to a stronger workforce and a higher quality of life throughout the community. We are extraordinarily fortunate to serve students from all over the world and from all walks of life. Many of our students face significant challenges and barriers while pursuing their educational and career goals. Today, we are here to celebrate their perseverance, determination, and achievement. And to our students, you have earned this recognition. Take pride in what you've accomplished today. More importantly, remember this feeling of success. The achievements we celebrate this afternoon are not an ending. They are milestones along a much longer journey. I'm confident that more accomplishments will lie ahead for each of you. I also want our GED graduates, our high school equivalency graduates, to remember that the GED exam is considered more academically rigorous than earning a high school diploma. So I repeat, the GED exam is considered more academically rigorous than earning a high school diploma. So keep that in your back pocket when you walk out the door today, okay? As a brief personal note to our ESL students, so some of you know that I lived in Japan for 9 years. It's quite a long time. Because of that experience, I understand what it's like to live in a country where the language and the culture and the social norms are different from your own. And it can be exciting, it can be rewarding, but it can also be overwhelming. The difference between you and me is that even after 9 years, which is quite a long time, 9 years in Japan, my Japanese language skills are not even close, not remotely close to the level of English proficiency that you've achieved. The dedication and persistence required to learn a new language while balancing work, life, and family is truly remarkable. Your accomplishments have opened doors to new opportunities, and I hope you take great pride in what you've achieved. Later in today's program, we will have the opportunity to hear directly from some of our students. Following the ceremony, refreshments will be available, and we invite everyone to stay, celebrate, and connect with each other. So thank you again for joining us today and helping us recognize the achievements of these remarkable students. And at this time, it's my pleasure to turn the program over to our ESL instructional leader, Debbie Goldenstein.
That should work. Can you hear me? Okay. So many of you out here know me, either as a current student. I see several of my former students out in the audience as well. And I just want to say that our students, whether you're seeking your high school diploma or you just achieved your high school diploma, or you're improving your English, you are all working hard. We know that. Some of you come into our program knowing what you want to do after you're achieving those goals, but often many of you really don't know. I can ask my ESL students, why are you here? And often the answer is, I need to learn English. Same thing with the high school diploma seeking students. Why are you here? Well, I want to get my GED. But it doesn't just end there. During our program, we like to help students choose more goals and more goals after that. So hopefully, in seeking the diploma or improving your English, you're also being exposed and open to other pathways, training that we provide, and other things. Donovan mentioned that our program opens possibilities for students by connecting them to our partner agencies, providing job training, and helping them prepare for higher education. I believe that student stories are the best way to exemplify these things. Last year, I had several students create digital stories, and we showcased some of them at the beginning of the program. Some people missed those, unfortunately. But those students learned how to put those stories together in a matter of several weeks. This year, I asked one student, Mosin, go ahead and, yes, you. He was walking by my office about a week and a half ago or so, and I said, hey, I have an idea. Can you put together a video? And so in a week and a half, he created this video that we're all getting ready to enjoy right now. So go ahead and.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohsen Razinia. I came to the United States in December 2024. When I first arrived, my English was limited and I lacked confidence speaking with people. Whenever I had to go somewhere important, I usually asked my wife to come with me because I wasn't sure I could understand everything. At that time, I never imagined that just a little over a year later, I would be standing here giving a presentation in English. And that's where my story begins. One evening, my wife and I walked into the literacy center and asked a simple question: do you offer English classes? Looking back, the simple question changed my life. Soon I became a student at Literacy Center where I started learning English, building confidence, and riding my bicycle to class almost every day. One of the best things about the Literacy Center was the people. We became friends, supported each other, and improved our English together. Through those friendships, I learned about Coconino Community College and decided to take the next step. After completing my placement test, I officially became a CCCA student. Receiving my student ID may seem like a small thing, but for me it represented a new opportunity. Around the same time, I learned that CCC provides free Go passes for students, making it much easier to get to class. At CCC, they offer English, workforce training, computer skills, and civic education classes. Along the way, I improved my English, learned about American culture, and earned certifications in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Python. This was probably the peak of my fame. Not because of my certificates, but because my photo ended up on a CCC flyer that was sent across the county. For a few days, I thought I might need an autograph book. Unfortunately, nobody asked for one. What made this journey special was the people. They encouraged us, supported our goals, and helped us feel at home in Flagstaff. As our English improved, we started working on projects and giving presentations. We researched climate change, created presentations, and spoke in front of audiences. We were nervous at first, but every presentation helped us gain confidence. We also shared our cultures, traditions, food, and experiences with one another. It was a great way to practice English while learning about people from around the world. One of my favorite experiences was the business and entrepreneurship class. We learned how to start a business, develop ideas, and create business plans while continuing to improve our English. We visited Moonshop Flagstaff and learned how they help entrepreneurs turn ideas into businesses. We also saw a pitch competition where startup founders had just 3 minutes to pitch their ideas. It was inspiring and showed us that big ideas can start small. After learning from real entrepreneurs, it was our turn. We created a food truck business, designed a logo, developed financial projection, and built a complete business plan. We even created a full menu. I hope nobody is getting hungry right now. In the end, we presented our project to community leaders, educators, and business professionals. Later, we earned our entrepreneurship certification, which was a major achievement for all of us. We even traveled to Winslow and met an entrepreneur who had started with a food truck and eventually opened a successful restaurant. Hearing his story was both inspiring and educational. Our next project was creating a tourist brochure for Flagstaff. Through this project, we learned about local attractions and the tourist potential for our community. You can see our brochure here on the screen. But honestly, it looked much better on paper. By the end, we probably knew more tourist attractions than some local tour guides. This was one of our final presentations. My teammates did a great job. You may be wondering where I am in this picture. Well, I was not hiding from the presentation. I was studying for my English test and working toward the score I needed for NAU. Fortunately, the hard work paid off. And finally, after all the studying, projects, presentations, and hard work, I received my admission to NAU. I'm proud because I truly experienced the journey from CCC to NAU. What I learned is that there is no single path to success. Everyone's journey is different. The important thing is to keep moving forward one step at a time. Before I finish, I would like to thank my wife for all her support, patience, and encouragement throughout this journey. This is my wife. Oh, sorry, wrong picture. Don't worry, she doesn't actually look like a plush toy, at least not most of the time. I promise this is the correct version. Much better, now that looks more realistic. This is my wife, Sarah. Many of my achievements would not have been possible without her support and patience. Thank you, Sarah. As I come to the end of my presentation, I would like to thank everyone who has been part of this journey. Thank you to Coconino Community College, the Literacy Center, our teachers, staff, and everyone who supported me along the way. From CCC to NAU, it has been an incredible journey, and I am excited for the next chapter. Thank you for your time, your support, and for being part of my story.
Thank you, Mohsen. As Mohsen has recognized everyone who is a part of the journey, I also want to thank everyone who makes this possible, especially those of us who work directly with these students. Unlike traditional education settings, our students come from many backgrounds with a variety of needs. Every day I hear my coworkers, who all wear many hats, going above and beyond to make sure each student is helped in whatever way necessary. I hear Meg congratulate students on passing the GED or moving to another level. I hear Daniel explaining how to take the next steps with their IETs. I hear Linda answering an array of questions while she registers students. I watch instructors like Katie go above and beyond to plan the perfect lessons. I think sometimes we can get frustrated, but our hard work pays off, as we will see as we recognize the hard work the students put in as well. Okay, now I'm going to introduce the National Honor Society, which is what many of you are here for today, as well as the graduation. And as you can see on the slide, the mission of the Adult Education Honor Society includes providing meaningful recognition to deserving students. Each year, instructors are asked to nominate deserving students. This is not an easy task. We all have many students that fit the qualifications for the Honor Society, which are dependable attendance, cooperative attitude, and good work ethics. We would love to nominate many, many more, but we have to kind of narrow it down to just a few. So along with the certificates that we'll be presenting to the Honor Society students, they will receive a letter of recommendation for employment and a pin to help them celebrate their hard work. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so I'm going to start with the inductees from the ESL side of the program. When I call, I'm going to go ahead and have you guys come up here and just kind of stand in line maybe, and then when I call your name, you'll stand next to me. Okay, the first student on the list, of course, is Mohsen Razinia. So, after his journey here at CCC, he is entering NAU in the fall, as you saw on the video. We will miss him greatly, and NAU is receiving a fantastic student. Mohsen was chosen because he is always eager to participate and grab every opportunity available to him, as you saw by the certificates that he's earned in this past year. He's always found at the school somewhere. He spends countless hours in the computer lab or in taking several of the classes. I'm going to say more good stuff about you. So, he's generous, he's smart, and he's funny. Every class he's in, he helps make the atmosphere fun and enjoyable. There is a lot of laughter in those classes. He's positive. He has a good attitude even when things are not going to plan. For example, when I asked him to make the video you saw, he looked at me kind of funny and he said, you know that's just in over a week, right? Yeah. But he did it, and we had fun. If you get the chance to talk to him after this ceremony, wish him happy birthday. It's tomorrow. And you can also ask him about his upcoming trip to LA for the World Cup soccer match. Yes! I'm jealous. All right. Do we have their... Hold on, you get to just stand there and smile for a minute. We're going to be presenting you guys with a certificate, right? And in that certificate, behind the actual certificate, is a letter that was written specifically for each of you from the Adult Education Honor Society. That will help you with entrance into employment, possible future higher education, those sorts of things. Okay. Is anybody to take a picture? Okay. All right. This one's yours. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Oh, I forgot. I get to give him a pin, too. Okay. You know what? You have a great little spot right there. Okay, got it? All right. Thank you. Okay. Next up is Daniela Martin Soto. All right. So Daniela started in our basic beginner classes with little confidence, little English. Through the last year, she has grown in both her English abilities and her confidence. And she's now the student who's often found helping or explaining things to other students. She's the type of student every teacher wishes for. She pays attention in class, she asks questions, and she takes responsibility in her own learning by doing homework, attending class regularly. I know this isn't easy for her. because she also has a couple of small children, the two beautiful little girls that you see out there, and she works. So on the rare occasion that she isn't in class, she's always messaging me, letting me know that she's not going to be there, that sort of thing. She's brought in other students to our class as well, including her mom and her sister. And I'm looking forward to watching her continue to grow and learn in our program. Thank you, Danielle. All right. Beautiful. Oh. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Next on the list is Laura Martinez Picasso. Like Daniela, Laura started in our basic beginners class and has worked hard to improve her English language. She's now excelling in our intermediate class, and I'm sure that it won't be very much time before she's in the advanced classes. This is because Laura attends class consistently and always comes prepared and full of questions. She also is a student every teacher wishes to have because she works hard in every class, helps other students, and always pushes herself to learn and develop her language skills. Like Daniela, Laura also works and has two beautiful children that are also in the audience today, back there somewhere. So for these ladies, it is not easy to make it to class all the time, but they find that their education is so important that they manage to be here. So I thank you and I appreciate you. Congratulations. I don't want to poke a hole in your head. How about, yeah, it's okay? I'll just poke it in. Okay, all right. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to get this name, I hope, correct. Our next student is Katarzyna Wozniewska. I got it. So in class, we call her Kasia. So Kasia has also taken advantage of many of our opportunities, even creating a student story video that is currently on the home page right now of the Arizona State Adult Education website. I didn't know that, but I went there one day and I was like, oh, wow, there's Kasia. It was pretty cool. Kasia's another student that brings fun and laughter to the classroom. She also keeps the class running smoothly. Sometimes, if another student isn't in class, she messages them for me to find out if they're coming and when they'll be there, usually Mosin. When asking Anne what she would say about Kasia, this is what she sent. Kasia is the queen of questions. Always asking things like, why do you do this? How do you say this? Her questions are always very helpful for the whole class to dig deeper into learning. Kasia is one of those students that helps build community, and when you're in the class with Kasia, you feel like you're part of a family. Okay, our next student is Satomi Mike. Satomi's also moving on to higher education and will be leaving us. She's entering Coconino Community College in the fall in her pursuit of a degree in business. We're going to miss her, but it's also exciting to see her take the next step in her journey. Like the other students mentioned, she's a pleasure to have in class, always contributing with thoughtful and interesting ideas and questions. She's also very smart and helpful. For example, during our brochure project, she helped classmates improve their computer skills using Canva. I can't mention all of the great things that all of these students do, and Satomi is one of those students who's done more than I could say here. But one of the really cool things she did this year was during our Native American unit in civics class, Satomi put together a great presentation on the Navajo Code Talkers. This was another impromptu task that I gave with little or no time or direction, but she was willing to do it. She had the background and family with knowledge to help her, and she was able to present this to our class, and it was fantastic. Okay, for our English language students, we have one more. Victoria Wojtuk. I don't know if we said that correctly. All right. Victoria is another student that works very hard and takes advantage of every opportunity. I know she must sit at home and work for hours. Anne and I wanted to nominate her, but Daniel Nickerson had already done it. So now I want to bring Daniel up to present Victoria with her pin and her award.
Most of what I wanted to say has already been done, but very quickly, to reiterate a little bit of what Debbie said, students who put in hard work is every one of our students. Those who go above and beyond are those that we have nominated. I have never had a student come in, never using an English keyboard before, and within a matter of weeks, memorize the entire layout and can build it herself now. The only thing that's made it hard is some of the lessons I planned, she's gone home and done it herself before I even get to assign it. So Victoria, all your hard work, thank you so much. You've made class a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. I now have the honor of passing on to our instructional lead for High School Equivalency, Meg Mosley, to introduce the rest of our honor nominees.
On the way to getting their GED, all of our students are subject to a series of periodic placement tests. The reason I'm bringing this up is we have a really specific measure that we use when students are taking a placement test. Every time a student makes something that we call a measurable skill gain, and I usually throw a little party at my desk every time this happens, that means that that student has achieved a 2.5 grade level gain. That's enormous. So I will talk about that a little bit today. I just want you to understand really how big that is when we celebrate that little gain on our way to the big one. My first nominee today is Juan Enriquez Jr. Oops, the third, please. Juan Enriquez the third. Juan has been enrolled in our program since September of 2025 as an online-only student. Juan has demonstrated the immense self-discipline and drive required to succeed independently. He has dedicated over 260 academic hours of independent study. He shows an unwavering commitment to his education. Juan's hard work has yielded phenomenal results, achieving a measurable skill gain in every single academic area this year and advancing over 7 grade levels. His remarkable dedication sets a powerful example for all.
The next up is, I'm Katie, by the way, and the next up is Zephaniah Reddick. So come on, Zephaniah. I've had Zephaniah as a student for about a year, I think about a year. And so I'm honored to read this little nomination for her. Zephaniah, I'm just gonna say it to you. You are remarkably persistent and engaged. And she is, and she thrives. She's been thriving. And I'm super excited that you get to be a member of the National Honor Society. Zephaniah works hard. She has achieved 4 measurable skill gains, which, by the way, is over 10 grade levels. So that is pretty remarkable. Pretty soon, she's gonna be all of our boss. Moving that fast up in life, right? Okay, the last thing is, I just wanted to say that, yeah, her phenomenal progress and dedication to her education have set her up for ultimate success. And Zephaniah, you will certainly be celebrated amongst the graduating class next year. So we're excited to celebrate you now. Let's give it up for Zephaniah. She's always participating in class. I don't have to call her name 10 times. She's there. Okay. Oh, picture time, right? Oh, I just want to say something also. This is the first time I've ever met Zephaniah in person, so it's very exciting for me. So if you wonder why I'm like really excited, it's because I finally got to meet her in person. For 1 whole year, I've just seen her on Zoom. So I'm just like, shout out. She made it all the way from Winslow, right? Or somewhere far away. Somewhere far away.
Our final nominee this year that was able to attend, for some reason this year, a lot of my nominees were our distance students. Of probably current 40 students, 95% of our students attend class via Zoom. So many of them we meet for the first time at graduation or other events like this. My final attendee this year is Ben Guerrero. Ben joined the program in October of last year, and he has stood out to me for his incredibly inquisitive mind. He is a true pleasure to converse with, and he consistently brings insightful questions and valuable input into every discussion. Besides being the lead instructor for ABE, I am the pushy but hopefully infectious math instructor. And I'm never upset when I'm wrong, but I can tell you that Ben is frequently the one that catches me being wrong. He has already made substantial progress towards his goal by passing 3 of the GED subject exams, so he is well on his way. And his dedication to learning and his natural curiosity ensure a very bright academic future ahead. Hey, ladies.
All right, another round of applause for our National Adult Education Honor Society inductees. And I know Debbie mentioned it to you when she was up here, but don't forget that behind your certificate, there's 2 letters, 1 letter of recommendation for employment and 1 letter of recommendation for continuing education behind your certificate. So don't forget about those. So as promised, I said I'd introduce our keynote speaker. So I'd like to take this moment to introduce her. So I think she is someone whose story may resonate with many of you, and whose life reflects the values that we celebrate here today: determination, resilience, and a commitment to making a difference. Our speaker's journey has not followed a traditional path. They faced challenges, adapted, and kept moving forward. Along the way, she showed that education is not defined by where you begin, but by your willingness to keep learning, growing, and persevering. She went on to dedicate herself to serving others as both a firefighter and an EMT, roles that require courage, compassion, and a willingness to step up when people need help the most. Today, that commitment, today that commitment to service continues as they seek to serve our community in a new way by running for the Flagstaff Unified School District Governing Board. Their candidacy reflects a belief that strong schools help build strong communities and that every student deserves the opportunity to succeed. As for our graduates, as our graduates prepare for the next chapter of their own journeys, I can think of few better examples of perseverance, service, and community leadership than someone who has continually answered the call to help others. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Janine Jensen.
I wish I was that tall. Okay. Hi, good evening, graduates, families, educators, and the entire CCC community. Tonight we are gathered to celebrate something powerful, something that cannot be taken away, diminished, or overlooked. We are here to honor you, the graduates, who chose courage over comfort, persistence over doubt, and hope over hesitation. This is not just a ceremony, this is a milestone, a turning point, a declaration that your story is still being written and that you are the author. So, she a Janine Jensen Yinxie, Hashkanzo Nishle, Sina Jini Bashichin, Taban Nash Eje Dashiche, Ado Nakai Dane Dashinale. And that is simply translated to, my name is Janine Jensen. I am of the yucca fruit strung out in a line people. I am born for the black streaked wood bear people. My maternal grandfathers are of the water's edge Zuni people, and my paternal grandfathers are of the Mexican people clan. That is how I stand before you as a Dene woman. And I stand here today as someone whose life was transformed by adult education. I earned my GED as an adult, and I remember the mix of emotions of pride, of fear, excitement, and the quiet question in the back of my head of what am I going to do now? At the time, I didn't fully understand what that certification would mean for my future, and I understood it was a requirement I needed to move forward. But what I discovered was that my GED was not just a document, it was a key that unlocked opportunities I never imagined, a key that opened up doors I didn't even know existed, and a key that allowed me to step into my purpose. After earning my GED, I decided that I wanted to pursue becoming an emergency medical technician. I spent close to a decade serving as not only an EMT, but as a firefighter on Navajo Nation. And, I spent most of those 10 years responding to emergencies, supporting families in crisis, and offering care in moments when people are at their most vulnerable. Those were the days when I would be holding somebody's hand just waiting for help. Days when I was comforting a child who was scared. Days when I would be racing against time to save somebody's life. So many of those times in the aftermath of the incidents, I would think back to the moment that I earned my GED, because without that step, without that decision to invest in myself, I would not be where I am today. I would not be able to have served my people in that way, and I would not have been able to live out a calling that gave me a purpose in life and gave me pride and also a deep connection to my community. Your GED is not the end of your journey. It is only the beginning. You are proof that adult education is not a second chance, it is a new chance. A chance to rewrite your story, a chance to pursue dreams that once felt out of reach, a chance to show your children, your families, and your communities what resilience looks like. Some of you worked full-time jobs while studying. Some of you were raising children. You could have cared for elders and balanced multiple responsibilities. And some of you overcame challenges that no one else will ever fully understand. But yet, here you are today. You made it and you crossed that finish line. And now, the new doors are waiting for you to be opened and walk through them. Because of the opportunities that adult education opened up for me, I had the privilege of serving my community as an EMT, a firefighter, and now as a voice for families, students, and educators. In the upcoming November 2026 elections, I will be running for a seat on the Flagstaff Unified School Board. I share that with you not as a campaign message, but simply as an example of what becomes possible when you take that first step, when you believe in your own potential. I never imagined that earning my GED would one day lead me to public service, to leadership, or to advocating for stronger, more inclusive education systems. But that is what adult education does. It expands your world in unlimited ways. I want to share something that my grandmother always shared with me. And she used to say, "Ta wache ateko," and that simply means it is up to you. Of course, with that, my grandmother would continually tell us that education is important. Education will take you places, and it will help you to see the world. At the time, I didn't fully understand what she meant, but the older that I'm becoming and the more life experiences that I encounter, I am finally starting to realize exactly what she meant. And the only limitations are what you give yourself. So set the bar high and continue your educational journeys. Remember, your GED can take you anywhere that you want it to. When you grow, your community grows. When you learn, your family learns. When you rise, you will lift others with you. Your children will see what you accomplish and believe that they can do the same. Your coworkers will see your determination and be inspired to pursue their own goals. Your community will see your success and recognize the power of lifelong learning. Education is not personal, it is generational. So to the instructors, tutors, mentors, and family and staff of the CCC Adult Learning Department, thank you for believing in the graduates, even on the days that they struggled to believe in themselves. To the families and friends who supported them, your encouragement had made the best out of them. Being able to support them and be there for them daily has gotten them to where they are today. So I thank you for that. So make sure that you're celebrating with them, because this is your celebration as well. As you leave here tonight, I want you to carry 3 truths with you. The first being that you earn this, so don't let anybody take that away. You are capable of more than you know, and your GED is proof of your strength, so carry it with pride. And lastly, your journey is just beginning. There are doors waiting for you, doors to careers, to higher education, to leadership, to dreams you haven't even imagined yet. And I stand here as someone whose life was changed by the same step that you took. And I promise you, this step will lead you somewhere extraordinary. So thank you again to the family, to the friends, and of course to the staff. You guys are spectacular in every single way. And in closing, graduates, let's lift your heads high. Feel the pride in this moment and let it fuel you. Let it remind you of who you are and what you can become. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And if nobody else says it, then I am proud of you. And your capabilities that I've heard tonight, you guys are capable of the most wondrous things. And your desire to want more for yourselves, that's extraordinary in itself as well. May your future be filled with opportunity, purpose, and endless possibilities. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, it is that time. I am so excited. I'm beyond excited. If they don't jump for joy, I will be jumping for joy. This is such a momentous occasion for us as a program, and just tremendous for our students. We will start with Victoria Anderson. Madison Burkhart. Lacey Collins. Maritza Griego. Shannon Pulliam. Reeves. Congratulations, Kate. Drew Tyler. Lily Williams. Congratulations, Lily. Graduates, please stand. Move your tassels to the left side. You are now graduates.
Congratulations. For our closing remarks, I'd like to bring up to the stage Daniel Nickerson. You guys can.
I promise I won't keep you from the refreshments too long. As we close out here, very simply, I just have a few thank yous I'd like to give. Thank you for all my coworkers for helping everyone get to this point. Thank you for all of our community partners for helping with the resources to bring everyone onto this journey. Thank you to our guests for coming out and supporting our nominees and our graduates in their accomplishment. But more than anything, thank you to our nominees, to our graduates, for showing everyone here what they can accomplish if they want to. Not only are you moving on to your next step, but what you've done today is serving as inspiration for everyone, your fellow students still working towards this, your family, your friends who have seen what you accomplished to realize, if I want to as well, I can do it. That is something no one else can do for you. Your inspiration will do more to help anyone than any individual class we have provided. Thank you so much. All right. I promised I wouldn't keep you long. Everyone, enjoy the refreshments. Have a wonderful night. And again, thank you to everyone here today.